What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are going to check out some European train routes. I'm pumped for trains. You guys know I've checked out quite a few train videos so far and rode my first train not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. These are apparently some good train routes to take when you're traveling throughout Europe, sightseeing. I'm not too sure. Maybe just luxury, like being in the train, which I hope is in there. I'm seeing a couple of thumbnails that they are. So without further ado, let's just get right into this one. Smash the like button. By the way, you guys, I know we've been doing a lot of these short videos that I'm reacting to. I'm having a blast with them. You guys seem to like them, but I do have full length, like YouTube videos that I'm checking out here that will be coming out pretty soon, if not already before this one. So keep that in mind. First one. Amsterdam, 2 days. And place, mannequin, peas. London, 3 days. 1 week, 3 countries, 17 iconic stops. The European train route you need to take once in your life. Yeah, they seem pretty good. One week is that's a good amount of time. I feel like I want to cover more ground in 1 week. At the same time, my first trip, I'll probably be there for like 10 days. And if I were to spend a whole week just hitting like 3 countries, it would kind of suck.
I've spent the last few years traveling by train for holidays in Europe, and these are my top tips, so save for later.
Cool.
Number 1 is the most important, which is book in advance if you want better prices. I'm so much better now at booking at least 3 months in advance, and even more for
3 months?
trains. Second, if you have the option of choosing the dates you travel, use the low fare finder on Eurostar's website so you can see which days are cheaper to travel on. Third, if you're taking more than one train, make sure you leave enough time to change when booking, and check if you have to change stations. If you're going through Paris from London, for example, you're most likely going to need to change stations. I usually book the Eurostar through their website, but any other trains using Trainline or the train company's website. Number 4, remember to make the most of the journey, so think about what places you want to incorporate into your route, if it's adding an extra night or just stopping over for lunch. For example, this is my favorite place to eat in Paris when I'm passing through. Number 5, choose your luggage carefully. Do you want to bring a suitcase or a backpack? I for one prefer a suitcase, and I just make sure to pack fairly lightly if I know I'm going to be taking a number of trains. Number 5, bring your own tissues and hand sanitizer just in case there's a problem with the toilets on board, as well as a power bank just in case the chargers aren't working. Number 6, check if your train has a cafe on board. If it's a long train and it's not clear from looking online, don't risk it. Get some food beforehand, like picking up some pizza if you're going through Italy. Finally, think about how you want to spend the time. I usually like to knit or embroider or play some games or read or just listen to music and watch the world go by.
Nice. It looks like she's got it down pretty good. It is genuinely so fascinating to me to watch people who didn't grow up with it discover our train system as a kid. I love trains so much. Yeah, that's like me discovering the train system. I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's so cool, and I'm extremely jealous. What season are you traveling? Because it looks beautiful. What trains are they? I live in Germany and haven't seen trains that beautiful. It's like the trains are from all over Italy, France, Switzerland. There's definitely a couple from Germany. Okay. Someone says, nah, that's the fun part of interrail, booking the day before only. That would be me. My 1 month interrail route from the UK. 10 countries, 20 destinations. That seems like fair, right? 10 countries in 1 month? I think that's fair. I kind of like this route. All right. That was ain't going all the way down. Oh, don't tell me you didn't go through Switzerland. Obviously, you're not going to be able to hit everywhere, but pretty good route, I would say. What do you guys think? Is that like a nice route? I really want to go through the mountains, though, you know? That would be one of the things I would want to see on at least one of my first train rides. Well, what else did they miss? A little bit of Poland. It looks pretty good. Hey, I was wondering if you booked the train and accommodation separately. I've been looking into a solo trip and booking hostels along the way for a month period. I've never seen someone that had such a similar route to me. Great minds think alike. These people probably know what's up, too, if they've been doing it for a while. How do you plan out a route like that? How to visit 3 countries in one trip. Oslo. Nice. Wonder how long that one takes. This would probably be what I would hit in spring when I go. I think doing this by ship would be easier. Example, Helsinki, Stockholm, Tallinn trip. Yeah, I guess you could do it by trip, right? Oslo is nature, Stockholm and Copenhagen is culture. It's a cool way to look at it. Love Norway the most. People are nice. Yeah, I've heard that as well. What about the costs? She's not responding to anyone. He or she. 10-day Europe by train itinerary. Okay, Munich. Salzburg. All right. I think that's a good trip. Where'd she start at? It was day 1 and 2. She was just in Munich and then went from there. Okay. Where we went on our little tour of the Alps by public transport this summer. Great chance to visit some new countries and cities in one trip. Could I ask for the info on the train you booked? Okay. Not a lot of comments saying much of anything. Wait, hold on. What did it say? Rail trip itinerary in Europe include 15 spots, 2 weeks. Wow. That's a lot in 2 weeks. Paris 3 days. All right. Amsterdam 3 days. 2 days in Prague. Okay. Nice edit. 3 days in Venice. Okay. Why does it say 15 spots? I don't feel like that was 15 spots. I think there was like 5 there. Use Trip Masters and pull all these countries. It makes the plane tickets, hotels, and trains for you very easy to use. Someone says this is such a good itinerary. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good itinerary. I just thought I was expecting more spots.
Did you know that for just 154 pounds, you can take a scenic train journey from London to Copenhagen entirely by train in just 21 hours and 28 minutes?
Really?
This is one of the longest and most impressive cross-border rail routes in Europe, taking you from the British capital through several countries before arriving in Denmark, the heart of Scandinavia. The journey begins at London St. Pancras International, where you will board the high-speed Eurostar, whizzing through the lush
covering a lot of
before
ground,
passing through the world-famous Channel Tunnel. In just over 2 hours, you will be in Brussels, the heart of the European Union. From Brussels, you will continue to connect with modern Deutsche Bahn trains. The train takes you deep into German territory, bustling cities such as Cologne, Hamburg. You will clearly feel the change in culture and architecture as you travel along the length of the country. Finally, the train crosses the border and enters Denmark, running under long bridges over the Baltic Sea before stopping in Copenhagen. In total, the journey takes almost 22 hours with 5 changes of train, but the reward is a memorable cross-country journey with landscapes through England, Belgium, Germany, Denmark. Flying may be faster and a little cheaper, but the train offers a real adventure, where every
What a
scene out the
train
window
ride.
is part of
Holy
the journey,
cow.
something the blue skies of a plane can never offer.
That's nuts. When they zoom in like that, it definitely makes it seem like a much bigger train ride. How is that when London to Manchester is around 450 euros? Or is that pounds? I think is that the euro or the pound? I sound stupid. Copenhagen, the heart of Scandinavia. 5 train changes, no thanks. I wonder how long it would take you to do 5 train changes. Yeah, this sounded awesome as I love travel by train until you said 5 changes. Okay. Is it that much of a pain to do 5 changes? So you can't get a train. You get 5 trains. Gotcha. Kind of true. They did make it sound like it was, they said for a price. What was it, 154 euros? This is the new night jet sleeper cabin. Hamburg, Vienna, Innsbruck. Oh, this is what I want to see. That seems so foreign to me, to be sleeping on a train. That's so cool. I could get down with this vibe. Yeah, only 10 times as expensive as a flight, and it only takes 20 times longer. I don't think you're riding the train really for you know, like a trip like this in a sleeper cabin, I would imagine this is like you're wanting the experience, right? In the off season, it's definitely cheaper. I use this about 10 times a year to visit my boyfriend in Swiss. There are also less luxurious options. Oh, here we go. How much is it? So I checked. If you book regular tickets late, it can be up to 450 euros for 2 people. That seems not that bad. But if you book 2 months ahead, I found tickets for only 199 euros 2 people. So book a couple of months ahead. That's a killer deal to me. I don't know. That doesn't seem bad at all.
I don't care what anyone says. This is probably the most incredible train journey we'll ever take. It's called the Golden Pass Bella Epoque train, and it travels through Switzerland, costing only £30 a ticket. I honestly felt like I stepped back in time, as this train felt like something straight out of a movie. If you're traveling to Switzerland, I highly recommend you checking this out, because if there's one train to add to your bucket list, it is most definitely.
How old is this train? The Golden Pass Bella Epoque. It's a luxurious and scenic way to travel through Switzerland. Glacier Express is 8 hours of the slowest but most beautiful scenery you'll ever see. Goes from Zermatt to St. Moritz. Someone says, looks amazing. Is there sleeping quarters? I don't know. What do you think? I feel like there wouldn't be sleeping quarters on this because it looks so old.
With me on the most magical train ride in the world. And nope, this is not the Orient Express. It is better, trust me. This beautiful train ride transports you between Malaga and Sevilla in southern Spain on a 7-day, 6-night journey. It can host up to 60 people and has a full complement of staff. Breakfast and dinner are served on the train using nothing but local ingredients. The surprisingly roomy deluxe sleeping cabins are super comfortable, have an ensuite bathroom, a rain shower, and a closet.
Wow.
What I really liked about this train journey was that you could stop along the way and visit all the highlights of Andalusia with super knowledgeable local guides.
Look at that train. Tren al Andalus. I'm not sure what locally sourced means on a train. Oh, come on. How slow is the train? You literally drive there in 3 hours. It's kind of sad that so much of the world's beauty caters exclusively to the richest people. Having a starting price of $9,000 is just wild. This thing is $9,000 to ride. Okay, I'm probably not going to be able to go on this. Unless you guys want to sponsor me, the people who run this train, and I'll vlog it. Send me an email. You're traveling through Europe in a century-old train carriage. This looks really expensive too. Nice POV. This just reeks of money though. Like, look how shiny the walls are. Start your day in pure luxury, enjoying breakfast in bed aboard the Venice Simplon Orient Express. Okay, here we go. Y'all, it's $4,000 at minimum for the shortest distance, and with a twin cabin, $8,000 to $10,000 for this suite. Oh boy. The nap I take on this thing after a tour and a hot tea, damn, that's good stuff. A nice nap on this train actually sounds really, really good. Oh, imagine just lazing in bed, literally watching the world go by out the window. It looks nice. I just don't have $10,000 to spend on that. Oh my God. You know, I've realized more and more after watching a lot of these videos, how much money is actually like in Europe. Some of the things are so nice. The trains, the buildings, the castles, the homes, the cars. It's nuts.
I just spent a month traveling around Europe by train with a Eurail pass, and here are all the things to know to make your trip go smoothly, all in one part, so save for future.
Cool.
First up is some trains require seat reservations. Sometimes the Eurail app will say seat reservations are recommended but not required. I always recommend booking them no matter what, because if you don't, you could risk not having a seat. So if you don't reserve a seat ahead of time, here's how to tell if a seat has a reservation by somebody else. Most trains will have a little light on each seat, and if there's a start and end point lit up, that means somebody has booked that seat for that journey. You can sit there until that person arrives, or find a seat that has no lights and you're good to go. And tip number 2, make sure to bring a mini fan, because sometimes there isn't AC, especially in the summertime, and this can get brutal. And tip number 3 is always check the time boards at the station for the most updated timetables. Sometimes our apps on our phones cannot have the most updated information. And tip number 4, even if you have a 5-minute transfer time, you can still make it if you hurry, especially at smaller stations. Just make sure to check the board. And tip number 5, to avoid a ticket, make sure you sit in the appropriate class. The trains will usually have 1 or 2 on the carts or the seats, letting you know which ones to go to. Alright, tip number 6 is a big one. Make sure you bring tissues with you always. A lot of the trains and buses in Europe have no toilet paper because nobody bothers to refill them, so I cannot stress this enough, the importance of bringing
Probably a really useful tip that I would never have thought of.
Your own. And tip number 7 is train delays happen often, so don't be discouraged if you miss your connection, but make sure you won't end up somewhere in the middle of nowhere with nowhere to stay. It's better to just get off at a larger city than be stranded in a small town and miss your connection. And number 8, some trains have snacks and drinks, but always be sure to bring some of your own just in case. And number 9 is pack as light as you can for easy travel days, and I cannot recommend using a backpack enough. I would never travel
There's another backpack on the front. Oh, she got 2
by lugging a suitcase around, especially with all the cobblestone streets and all the stairs. And tip number 10, do not take the last train or bus, especially in more remote locations. Make sure you plan ahead to get back to your accommodation. And make sure your train won't arrive after your hotel's check-in time. And bonus tip number 11 is
Why would you worry about that? You wouldn't want to book your train after your hotel check-in time. You can check in after the check-in time. If check-in is at 4, you can check in at 5. Unless it's different in Europe, you guys. Am I like totally missing something? Do you have to be there right on time to check into your hotel?
okay to ask for help. If you're unsure about something, ask a local or train operator. There's no shame in asking for help.
All right, cool, nice. It's ridiculous that you buy a Eurail pass and still have to pay $20 to book a seat. So what's the point of buying it? Someone says, I cannot stress how important it is that you ask for help. I would have been stranded still right now if I never asked locals and staff stuff. Good to know.
Here's 3 of the best places to visit by sleeper train this winter. All involve
Sleeper
first
train.
taking the Eurostar to Amsterdam, spend an afternoon exploring the canals, visit the Tulip Museum, and have my all-time favourite ramen before catching your sleeper. The first goes to Innsbruck in Austria, where you can cozy up in your cabin and enjoy traditional Viennese rolls for breakfast as you pass alongside snow-covered mountains. Either stay in the town or enjoy walking, tobogganing, or skiing in the beautiful surrounding area. For the second, stay the night in Amsterdam and the next day take 2 trains to Hamburg and board a sleeper train which takes you all the way to Stockholm. This one has a bistro on board with the option of booking a cabin with 2 double beds and an ensuite. Although we opted for the much cheaper couchette, which is still very cozy.
Still good. I don't mind. I could sleep wherever.
Love seeing the snowy Swedish landscape as well as the traditional lights in people's windows. In Stockholm, you can explore the Christmas markets, the old town, and try out some ice skating. For the last one, take a sleeper from Amsterdam straight to Zurich in Switzerland, where you can take an icy swim in the lake or board one of their incredible local trains up into the Swiss mountains.
I can't wait to see Zurich. Best sleeper trains to take in winter. All right. Option 1, London to Amsterdam, Eurostar, $82 or 82 euros. Let's see here, from $54 euros for bed in 4-person couchette. Option 2, London to Amsterdam, Eurostar, 82 euros return plus Amsterdam from 19 euros each way. Onserbroek. Okay. That's quite a bit. I'm not going to try and add all that up. You guys can see the prices though, right there. That's pretty cool. She put all that info in there for us. Look at the first comment. How much does this cost, if you don't mind me asking? In a city with some of the most beautiful museums in the world, you better skip the Tulip Museum, which is a tourist trap. Oh, the Tulip Museum. Does that have something to do with like the tulip craze from back in the day? I interrailed across Europe for 2 months. Where's that now? Okay. I don't think I can spend just one night somewhere. What do you guys think? I think I have to at least spend a couple of nights when I go visit somewhere. Unless it's, maybe if it's a really small city, then that might be alright. Liking the stops. Hit Istanbul too? Dang. I got quite a bit done in 2 months. Crazy Interrail, one of the best I've seen. You got Ultra in there as well to maintain a bit of balance of partying and tourism as well. You should do the trend where you say how long you stayed in a city versus how long you would recommend. That's actually a pretty cool idea. Is it not boring being the most time on trains alone? Well, if he's an introvert like me, then it's probably very nice.
This is the most famous sleeper train in Scotland, the Caledonian Sleeper. My route today is 12 hours from London to northern Scotland in this Caledonian double room. This is the nicest room available on the train and features a full queen-size bed. When I boarded, they gave me this Edinburgh amenity kit, as well as some eye masks, earplugs, and 2 chocolate bars. The best part of this room is that it has its own ensuite bathroom. The toilet is down there somewhere. And even a shower as well. I headed to the dining car for dinner and was served this beef and mashed potatoes, which was okay. I made it bedtime.
Looks alright,
and
yeah.
This bed was surprisingly comfortable. Although my body's still very
bed is
jet-lagged,
huge.
so I woke up at 3 a.m. and didn't know what to do, so naturally did some squats. For breakfast, I was served a plate of mystery items that I really didn't know what any of them were. I learned later that one of them was haggis, which is sheep's heart, liver, and lungs all mashed together.
I was going to say, I have an idea what you're eating.
Moving on, I made it to Scotland, and this country is absolutely beautiful.
That seems like a really long time.
This is the most famous
Where do you
sleeper
start
train
from?
in Scotland. The Caledonian Sleeper. My route today is 12 hours from London to northern Scotland.
London to northern Scotland in 12 hours? That seems a little long, no? Is it because it's a sleeper train? Does it go slower? I have no idea. This trip cost me 400 euros for the double room. Everyone's just asking how much it costs. What's funny is 4 of those hours will be London to Edinburgh, Glasgow, 8 hours to Highlands.
I took the prettiest train ride in Europe and it only cost me £5. And no, it's not in Switzerland or Italy.
£5?
This is the Sarajevo to Mostar train in Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is a country in the Balkans in southeastern Europe. And in my opinion, is definitely the prettiest train ride in Europe. If you're in the area, this is definitely a must-see, and it's really budget friendly at just £5 each way. We visited Mostar as a day trip from Sarajevo, which is the capital, and the train takes less than 2 hours to cover the 130 kilometres each way. It was on time and comfortable. You can buy the tickets in advance online, but you will still need to queue up at the station to get them printed out, so make sure you give yourself enough time. You want to get there at least 20 or 30 minutes before your train, as there are only 2 trains a day, so you don't want to miss it. On the way, the best views are on the left-hand side of the train, as you're going through the Neretva River Canyon, which is about an hour into the journey from Sarajevo.
Look at that
but there
view.
are so many cute little villages along the way as well. It's a 2-hour journey, so I brought a book with me, but I don't think I ended up reading a single page because I couldn't stop looking out the window. The stunning views continue once you get to Mostar, and if you're here for a day trip, you can spend the day exploring the old town and drinking plenty of Bosnian coffee. Overall, this was such good value for money at just £5, which is cheaper than 10 minutes on the train back in the UK, and the views are slightly nicer. Let me know if you'd take this train in the comments, and make sure to follow me for more budget travel tips.
£5 seems incredibly cheap, right? Highly recommend doing the train one way, but the bus the other, because the bus route is even more stunning. A bus route? Wow. Can we make tickets on the day at the station? And also, what are the train times, please? I am staying, blah, blah, blah. Did you feel safe in Bosnia? That's a unique question. Did she reply? Yes, everybody is safe. Bro, what? All right, last one. Learn a route. Did that say 72? Did I read that wrong? 75 days. Damn. Wow. A couple of flights in there, so but still 75 days. That is a long time. I wish I could take off that much time. How much roughly did this cost in total? I'm caught between SEA in Europe and the money I need to save for each might make or break. On average, it was a max of 100 euros a day with accommodation, travel, food, activities, etc. But it was really dependent place to be. Okay, $100 a day. Seems like a good deal. Might be a little high. I don't know. Have no reference, no frame of reference. All right, guys, I'm all done. Hopefully you enjoyed kind of checking that one out with me. I feel like I saw some pretty cool routes, and it just makes me want to plan my own. I have to get a passport, though, and my government is shut down at the moment. Went on there to go check to see if I could apply for one, because mine is like 10 years old, and I was like, the government shut down. I can't get a passport. I'm literally stranded in America. So smash the like button and get me out of here. See you in the next one. Peace, you guys.